a quick little question. One question that we love to ask at Zeppelin specifically is, do you like cilantro or not? Because that is something that I feel like divides so many people. So what is your take on the cilantro debate? Do you like it or no?
I'm not honest. I'll be honest with you. I'm not aware of the Solantra debate. I would like to know what's that actually. I'm
All
not.
good.
I'm
Yeah,
not
the
aware.
it's really popular. It sort of has like divided our company in half of like there's I think it's like 52% of us love cilantro and the other half has they always say it's like a gene that people have that like makes it taste like soap for some people. So I was just curious if you like cilantro or if you don't.
No, 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 no. I'm not aware. I don't want to give answers to something I'm not aware of.
All good, all good. Well, awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining. We are officially live now on X, on LinkedIn, on YouTube. I'm super, super excited to have you here, Davio. If you would like to just go ahead and give us a little introduction about who you are, what you do, and maybe something you're working on, we'd love to get to know you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Nicole. So I'm Davio. The name originated from David and my surname. So for people who follow me on LinkedIn, yeah, I'm a brand and product designer. Even though lately I've been putting out more of product design projects and just the general advice I give on the internet. But I started my journey as a brand designer way back in 2020 during
Okay.
the lockdown, and yeah, so it has been a really smooth ride getting from the brand career into product design. At the moment, I work on site. It's my second job working on site, and it's been an amazing experience working with my colleagues and where I'm actually working at the moment. Yeah, so that's me in a nutshell. Yeah.
Awesome. I love it. That's interesting too that it was born out of the lockdown, pandemic, new career version of that. That's awesome. Have you always been interested in design, or is this something that like you saw during the lockdown? You're like, oh, that actually looks kind of cool.
Yeah, before I get into the lockdown, I've done so many things. So I started my career as a singer. I did music for about 5 years.
Oh,
Many
wow.
people don't know. And then while I was doing that, I was also working as a janitor. I worked there for 8 years.
Oh, wow.
I left there in 2021. Yes. And so in 2020, that was my seventh year working as a janitor. And I was just at home. I was going through like an account on YouTube. It's called Logos by Nick. He was
Okay.
creating like a logo, but usually what I do on YouTube is go through the AGT, which is Americans Got Talent. I would go through it because I was also still a singer, so I was trying to like improve on my stage performance, the vocal strength, and all of that. And on one of these days, the video from AGT just showed the next video, and it was logos by Nick. He was creating a logo. I don't know how I picked interest. Honestly, I picked interest in it, and I just saw myself coming back to the channel, and I was locked down, so I I I wasn't going to work. I was just at home. So I just kept coming back to his channel, taking notes. And that was how I picked interest. It wasn't really something that was planned.
Uh-huh.
I think it was just divine. Yes.
I love that. That's so interesting that it came across that way. I used to love watching America's Got Talent. My favorite, I think, winner ever was Landau Murphy Jr. He was the one who had that voice like Frank Sinatra, and I was obsessed with the AGT back in the day. So that's very interesting that's where it started for you. Awesome, very
Yeah,
cool.
I still go through AGT to date. I use it as my relaxation for now because I'm not singing anymore. So I watch more of comedy and magic presentations or shows at the moment. And it's really interesting.
That's awesome. Very cool. Thank you so much for sharing that. I'm excited to get to know your take on a lot of these design things. Considering this is sort of newer for you too. I love to hear that. So if you could maybe point to like a core belief or an experience that shaped you the most as a designer, what do you think that would be for you?
I would say the whole essence of UX, because growing as a designer in my early days, starting the UI journey, I felt like UX was boring. Frankly, I took the Google UX course and I abandoned it for a long time. I'll be honest. I've been going through it for over 2 years now. So I felt like UX was boring. So I think more designers need to understand that um, there's no there's no UI without a UX. So it has really shaped the way I think about design lately and everything about myself. Even opening the door, I face certain challenges when I'm going to KFC and I try to open the door and I'm like pulling it because there's no instruction to either
Yeah.
pull or push, and I pull, and that frustration is just there. So I think UX is just part of everything we do, and it's something that's really been enlightening to me
I,
lately.
I love that. I think that's fantastic, and your comment about UX being a part of everyday life, I think that's so true. The amount of people that probably do get confused by doors is still way too high. Like there should be, that
Me
should
too.
be should be
I
somebody on that. I love that.
agree.
And then last question too, just to get to know sort of who you are and what, just more about you. Who or what would you say is your inspiration when it comes to design?
I would say everyone, because frankly, I just find myself saving so much or bookmarking a lot of design stuff from both new designers and top designers. So I have like a bookmark of so many things. But I would say one of the places that has really shaping my mind is the nursing group. And I would attribute it. Obviously he's like the founder of UX.
Mhm.
So I found myself learning more on his website, and it has really changed the way I design. So I would say him, but generally I'm inspired by everyone I see on the internet, especially on X.
Mhm.
Um, and I really appreciate all the designers sharing their stuff on the internet. It's really helping a lot of us.
That's awesome. Yeah, and I think you're one of them. You have built up an incredible community on X too, so it's really awesome to see that it sort of goes both ways there too.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. That was fantastic. I feel like I really got to know you. So I do appreciate your honesty. I appreciate your answers. That was fantastic. I do want to move into our next section, which is just called overrated or underrated. So I'm going to throw a few terms at you, some fonts, some design practices, and you can tell me if you think they're overrated or underrated.
Okay,
All
let's hear
right.
it.
When you're ready, we can start off with a few fonts because I know, of course, designers love their fonts. So the first font is Inter. Do you think Inter is overrated or underrated?
Uh, the shocking thing is, Inter is like my number one go-to font.
Hmm.
Anytime I have this issue with identifying a font for a brand, I would always lean towards Inter. And I would say Inter is underrated because it's honestly versatile. You can use it for headers, you can use it for body text, you can use it for almost everything. So I would say it's underrated.
All right. I love that. I love that. The next one is Helvetica. Do you think Helvetica is overrated or underrated?
Um, if I still remember, Helvetica it's a paid font, and many designers don't like to use paid fonts. But I see that a lot of people have been using Helvetica lately. I've used it also. Inter and Helvetica fall into the same group. I would also say it's overrated
Mhm.
because I feel like a lot of people are using it, and that it's paid.
There you go.
That's
That's a good reason for anything. I'm like that too. I'm like, where are the free resources? What can I get? What can I use for myself without having to try it out? I love that. And the last font that I have for you is Papyrus. Do you think Papyrus is overrated or underrated?
I haven't really used Papyrus, I'll be honest, but
Mhm.
I've seen. I know that Avatar's logo, if I'm not mistaken, was
Yes.
was created with Papyrus. Um, I, so I can't really rate it, to be honest, because I
Mhm.
haven't used it myself. So
Oh,
I can't give a rating if it's overrated. I've not really seen many designs with it. I'm always seeing designs with more of the sans fonts.
mhm.
So I would say it's just fine. It's just
There
fine.
you go. All right. Perfect. Perfect. The next one I have for you is a bit of a controversial one right now in the community, but AI. Do you think AI is overrated or underrated in your opinion?
I think AI is underrated, and I'll be serious about this because I feel like even though many people think AI is going to take their jobs, and I think that's the major fear in the hearts of many designers today. I think it's underrated because one, let's talk about secondary research. Instead of me spending so much time trying to go through Google looking for already uh, recorded impacts or features that I would want to work on. Let's say, for instance, recently I was working on invite friend feature at work,
Hmm.
and I had to look for secondary research because the invite friend feature is a feature that has been it's used, it's widely recognized in so many products. And working on this, I had to lean towards understanding the impact it has made in certain businesses like Dropbox. I saw the impact it made in Dropbox. Today, Dropbox has over 700 million users
Wow.
globally, and the invite friend feature helped Dropbox go from about less than 200,000 users to over, I think, about over 6 million users in less than 2 years.
Wow.
So the AI can help you get such records or such data easily. It just improves productivity. It reduces the time that you would use in trying to do things one at a time. Because if I had to search for those kind of information or data, it's going to take me more time. So it improves my general productivity, increases, reduces the time on the project. It does a lot more. I'll be honest. It teaches
Hmm.
us as well. I've had to learn certain things, especially with I'm working in Saudi Arabia, and I have the sometimes I have this language barrier, but with the use of AI, it has helped me understood a lot of things that I would not necessarily been able to get hold of without having to ask multiple people. Uh, yeah, AI has really helped me. I would just say GPT has really helped me in that area. So I think it's underrated, and I think more designers should actually embrace it, use it for your work. I know there's the issue of allowing your content to be trained by AI, but I think you should embrace it and just learn to use it for your own good. That's
There
it.
you go. All right. I love that. I love that take on it, that it's another tool in your arsenal that can just help you out with so many things. And it's awesome to know too that it's helped you personally with a lot of things too.
Yes.
So thank you very much for sharing. I appreciate that. Let's move on to our next section. Just a bit of an interview too. I'm curious to know just more about your workflows, your processes, all of these fun things too. So my first question for you is, how is your relationship right now with your developers? And are there any areas, I guess, that could be improved with that?
Yeah, I think one of the major issues with the development team or designers with developers is communication. And most times we tend to design things that we feel like would work, but in the real sense, they really may not work. Even though some developers can push the string and try to like create it. So I think that's like the only issue I would say that can be improved. But
Mhm.
with my relationship with my developers, current developers, I've not really, I'll be honest, I've not really had that constant communication with them because we have like a process,
Mhm.
and the process is just really straightforward. And it's, I'll be honest, and this is not marketing for Zeppelin, but Zeppelin has helped cover that gap for us because all I have to do is do my own research, work on my stuff, and then the developers don't come to the Figma file. I would ship it to Zeppelin
Mhm.
afterwards. That's a way of handing off our designs to our developers. When we move it over there, then the communication can start there. I think if I'm maybe I've not really paid attention to it. I think if we have like developers want all of their stuff in one place, I
Uh-huh.
think we have like a messaging tool over there aside from the comments, then it would really help in that because they don't want to be on Slack, they don't want to be everywhere, and that's why they don't come to the Figma file. So I would say it's been really good because like today I had like a comment on something I worked on about some weeks back,
Uh-huh.
and I had to like just reply to give affirmations and all of that. So my relationship with them is good, although I've had issues with developers in the past, when I used to drag that my design was the best. So but growing in your design skill is knowing that you don't know everything, and the process is a constant learning curve for everyone. So it's been good so far.
I love that. I love to hear it. And I especially love the that Zeppelin is helping you bridge that gap. So I'm
Honestly,
very happy to hear that too. And this was not planned by any
no,
way.
it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
Just want to make sure
It
everybody
wasn't.
knows.
I think Zeppelin owe me.
We do. We'll find a way to get you something, some nice stuff. We'll send you what
Thanks,
we
man.
can. Awesome. I love that. Question for you too, just related to the future of design and development. What does the future of design to development look like in your opinion? You know, with AI starting to come up, like what do you think the future is going to look like between the two?
Um, I think it's going to get to a point where more tools would come out and they will be AI centered to bridge that gap between the communication between designers and developers. Because there are times that you're in focus mode and the developer drops a comment somewhere or asks for certain things,
Mhm.
and you're unable to give instant response to this, or maybe you're in a meeting. So there's a gap of communication. So I think in the future there will be tools that would bridge that gap for communication. That you would ask certain questions, it would come out from pre-populated
Mm,
maybe documentation that these designers have created, and AI could take those prompts or those documentation and turn them into responses for developers whenever they need an urgent response. That's honestly what I think. I think that's the only issue I've faced. So for now, I think that's something that would definitely come out someday.
I like
Maybe.
that. I well, we'll see. We'll see where it goes. You know, I feel like most people always look at AI and like they're like, oh, it's not there yet, and then all of a sudden in like 3 months, it's like, oh, it's here already. Like when Dolly first came out, all the images that it would generate were just like nonsense, and
Yeah,
now it's like you can generate photorealistic pictures, and so
exactly.
it's wild the speed at which it progresses too. So that'll
The
be
more people, the more we criticize it, the more it generates, it gathers enough data. We're telling it what to do. Why would this image look this way? The hands are intertwined. So all of these prompts would help AI in the future. It gets to a point where many designers will lose their job. It's sad, but I
yes.
think it will happen. Yeah.
Hopefully we will start to see maybe a transition from designers going from just designers to
Yes.
design focused PMs, or we'll start to see like an evolution of the
Yeah.
designer, in the same way that like we saw calculators help mathematicians and all of these things too. So I really hope that there is a bright future for everybody, and everybody.
Hopefully,
Yes. You'll be leading the charge, Devio. So
I'll
thank you.
try my best. If I'm not a farmer by then. but but yeah, it's honestly an interesting topic, and it's very controversial. It's something that we cannot predict because it gets better by the day. You
Mhm.
see new tools are coming up. I'm sure there are like 1,000 CEOs building more tools at the moment, and there'll be new tools. I think designers should also learn to code,
Okay.
because understanding how to code would really help in, and I'm talking about the design to dev thing
Mhm.
topic. If more designers learn to code, then we're going to bridge the gap of developers telling us that designs are not functional, they're not usable. I think that's an additional point I would like to add to that.
Yeah, I love that. It's interesting that you brought that up, because that was actually one of my questions that I had for you, and I'm very happy that you got to it. Because what in the past we've asked that question
Mm.
before, and most of the designers that we've talked with have either said like, I don't think they necessarily need to learn how to code, but understanding it helps that relationship with developers, and like you understand the technical limitations of what is actually possible to implement versus what isn't. So I love that you're thinking about that too, and you're thinking about the developer as well.
Yes, we as designers, one of our key uh, soft skill is empathy,
Mhm.
and we need to be empathetic across every stakeholder, not just the users, but also developers. And if we have this empathy for them, would deep into understanding what they are doing. Because I'm going to bring it from an aspect of coming. from a branding career.
Hmm.
The way I treat my brand projects at the moment is completely different from the way I used to treat them before. I treated them with a lot of misinformations, but now getting into product design and understanding certain principles, fundamentals, and all of this, especially the UX, has helped me with the way I follow through with my brand projects, because I'm able to tell, give reasons for the colors I'm using, the typography. I'm able to explain things that I'm doing, my ideas, and all of this. And now diving into development and just understanding it can honestly just help the general product design career, because like you said, you would understand how technical things can be achieved. You understand when to focus on what not to focus on, and what would really create the impact. Because there was a time I created, I saw a drop shadow. It was so much that I changed it, and my team lead asked the question, what is the impact? Now that you've changed it, what is the impact? There was no impact. So understanding all of this, aside just designing, can really help everyone.
Yeah. You're like the impact is that it looks better to me now.
It
Like
looks
I
better, but
yeah.
there's no actual impacts to the users. And this is subjective, because you need to understand the target audience. So if the target audience are older people, then the drop shadow, the way they've done it, would be better. But
Mm.
if you don't understand that, you just want to do things because you feel like, oh, this has to be fine. The aesthetics needs to be pleasing. I'm a designer that wants things to be fine. But understanding all of this can really just help inform the general decisions we make for our designs.
I love that. I love that. The one of the things that reminds me of too is our co-founder and CEO. Her name is Palin. One of the things that she says quite often is she's like, designers, remember your first user is a developer. Like your designs are first going to be used and seen by the
Yeah,
developer. So we have to make sure that we're, documenting everything very clearly. We have to make sure that like, you make your developer happy and you give them everything they need so they can work on implementing your designs the best. And I love what you said just about like that making that collaboration a lot better. Um,
yes.
Very cool. Very cool. My last question for you here is what does the role of a product designer look like versus what people outside of the profession thinks that it is? Like, what's the difference there in
I think
expectation?
this is a really tough question, because like coming into the position where I'm at now, I
Mhm.
used to think everything was all about aesthetics. And I think that's what a lot of people see out there. They see a design and they're all about, oh, this is beautiful, this is fine. It's really fine, but it's not it's not useful you know and that's what UX and everything we do is about, is how the
Mhm.
users interact and use this product at the end of the day.
Mhm.
So coming into it, I saw it from a different angle, that it was just about making things beautiful. And getting into it now, I'm getting to see so much. I mean, from doing a lot of research to doing a lot of testing to a lot of collaborative work. I have to not just talk with developers, but also talking to the business, marketing, my colleagues. I work in a fintech company, so I'm having to like understand what credit ratings are. I'm having to understand several terms, and not just designing. I'm starting to create more problem statements than just diving into designing UIs.
Mhm.
I'm having to present my designs to stakeholders. It's something I didn't used to do 1 year back. So right now I'm doing all of that, presenting my designs, features, talking about them, creating presentations,
Mm.
joining several meetings. I mean, on average, I'm not even exaggerating. I join about 30 meetings on average monthly, 30 meetings.
Wow.
So from stand-up meetings to weekly meetings to workshops, and so many meetings. So, and all of these meetings have helped shaped the way I understand that it's not just about me,
Mm.
because most times we tend to feel like, oh, it's our design, we need to advocate for it more.
Mhm.
But it's not just about me. It's about allowing everyone's voice to be heard, getting their points, their insights, and this can help. drive the design, because I'm not a business analyst to understand the business side of why they want such a feature. So I'm having to do a lot now as a product designer,
Mhm.
uh, and it's just amazing. It can be challenging, but it's really good coming from someone that used to think everything was just aesthetics, and narrowing it down to solving actual problems and just being more intentional about what I'm creating. I think that's how it is at the moment for me as a product designer, and I think many product designers can relate to this.
I love that, and I think too you provided such a good, it's such a good resource. I think for people that are looking to get into product design. Of this is actually what a lot of the role is. It's not just the aesthetics, like you said. So thank you very much for sharing that. I think that'll be very helpful, and I hope a lot of your community on X and LinkedIn will find that useful as well too. Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Tavio. I've got a few rapid fire questions for you. I've got 4 questions, so we can get to that, and then
Okay,
we've got our very fun activity where we'll put your designer skills to the test.
I can't
Um,
wait.
my very first question for you is, if you had to guess, how many rectangles have designers created?
Uh, so my frames tell me over billion. So I think some designers uh, have over a million. I'll just say over a million rectangles. Especially if you use Figma, then you're going to create rectangles. No, I use frames. So for rectangles, now I think I get it. I use frames when designing. It's either I'm using a frame or I'm using auto layout. Um, so I'm not sure. But for designers that are not into frames, that love to create their buttons with rectangles, uh, I would say about maybe roughly 500K.
Okay, good to know. Good to
Yeah.
know. Thank you. If you could describe your design to development process in just 3 words, what would those 3 words be for you?
Design to development, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Understanding the objective of the feature that
Uh
I'm
huh.
working on, um, designing,
Uh huh.
and then handoff, because those are
Perfect.
like three things. I can say more, but I think those are the key ones for now.
Perfect. I love it. I love it. If you could describe yourself in just 1 word, what word would you use?
Um, I would say adventurous.
Ooh.
Adventurer. Is it adventurer or adventurous? Yeah, I would use any of that. I think I'm someone that likes, I love to challenge myself
Uh-huh.
and just try out new things and all of that. So I think that clearly defines me for now.
I love that. I love that. And speaking of challenges, I have a challenge for you. We have come to my favorite part of our show here. It's called So You Think You're a Designer, and it's where we ask our guests to recreate the Zeppelin logo using Microsoft Paint. And you've just got 2 minutes to do it. So, whenever you are ready, feel free to share your screen and we will follow along. And as soon as that first pixel hits the canvas, your time will start and you'll have 2 minutes to create the Zeppelin logo.
Yeah, so I'm currently analyzing the logo. I think I see
Yep.
a
Yep.
square, and
It's
then
like
I have
right
two,
here somewhere.
yes, two rings, and then there's like two triangles joints to form like a fish tail
Yes, yes. The tail fin.
launching into the sky. So it's okay. I'm ready.
Perfect, perfect.
Yeah,
All
this
right, go
is
ahead. Yeah. I'm very excited.
yes.
This is my favorite part of the whole show, is to test it out. All right, we see your screen. Everything looks good. So whenever you're ready, feel free to start and I will let you know once we've got a minute left, 30 seconds, and all of the good time checks.
Okay, I think I'm ready.
All right.
Uh, yes, I'm ready.
Perfect.
Is there a text to yet? There's none. Okay, so I think the fair goes this way,
Perfect.
and I think it has it's a dual tone color.
Mhm.
Then we have the tail goes something like this. Okay, and then we have the fairs. I need to spy. I can't see it again. See, okay. So it goes something like this.
Perfect. That is fantastic.
And I'm done.
And you're done. You have a minute left if you wanna add any colors, if you wanna do any little
Oh,
clouds, you can do anything. You've got a whole minute left.
okay.
I'll make sure to tell everybody at Manafa that you are very efficient. That you're an efficient, adventurous designer, and that you get things done very quickly.
That would probably increase my salary. Thank you.
That's what we'll get back for you for your testimonial earlier. Is I'll make sure to tell all of your coworkers what a efficient designer you are.
Thank you. I'd appreciate that. Okay, so this is like using Canva. You know, you're limited by a lot.
You've got about 30 seconds left, so if you want to add anything else, now is your
Oh,
time.
this is the color down here. Oh, I see. Okay, 30 seconds. Okay, so I'm gonna put something here, something here. Trying to like create the
Ooh,
sections. Uh, so I can color it. So
I love
let's
this.
choose this color.
Yeah, I'll give you an extra however long you need to finish your vision because I
Thank
love
you.
what I'm seeing here.
Thank you so much. Okay, put it here.
Oh. Oh my goodness, I love that. What a fun use of the paint bucket tool. That was amazing.
Thank you.
Perfect. All
Kind of,
right. Well, I
kind
think
of figure it out. um, so I think I would use this color for this part.
Oh wow. Oh my goodness. And there's
Maybe
even more.
just yeah, intersects. Think this, yeah, okay. Does this. Let me see if this works.
Oh wow. I love this. I think this is fantastic. Oh, that is beautiful. That is perfect. Thank you very
Uh,
much. This is if you can when we're done here, if you hit file and then export, we can do this later. But I like to collect them because I want to make a big
oh,
tapestry at the end of all of this for everybody. Um,
that's that's cool.
That's
Thank
perfect. Well, thank you very, very much. I appreciate you so much for coming on our show here today, Davio. If there's anything else that you'd like to say to all of your audience watching, we've got a lot of people watching on X. We've got Daniel, Patrice, we've got Luke, Saddam, Wisdom on LinkedIn. If you want to give them a shout out, if you want to say anything else, now is your chance to do so.
Okay, I would say just keep being open to learning. Because the more you learn, the more you're open to learning, the more you will learn. Actually, if you're not open to learning, you would not be able to learn anything. Be open minded when you're in a group of people, because you never can tell what someone would say.
Mhm.
Someone could say 100 things, but you'll be able to pick one. Be open to criticism. This is something I've seen between young designers, and they want these feedbacks, but they are not able to take the feedback when you give it to them. Just be open to feedback, because these feedbacks would help you grow. And when people spot that you're being defensive towards feedback, it can really impact you in different ways. People wouldn't want to give you feedbacks anymore because they feel like they're going to have issues with you in the future. So this is some of the things that has really helped me. Just keep being um, keep being humble to whatever feedback you get from people, and just keep an open mind. I think that's it from me. Um, yeah, that's all from me.
I love it. Well, thank you so, so much. I really do appreciate your time. This was so much fun. I would love to get to know you, to get to know your background, to all of it. So thank you so much for coming on our show. And I hope you have a great rest of your day today. And we will see everybody next week. And I hope you all have a great time. We'll see you later.
Thank you.
Goodbye.